back. We're so back, baby.
We are back.
We're so back, baby.
We're so back.
Welcome back to the Main Character Pod. Wait, so I've been lately thinking about what it means to be a main character in your life, and how do you view being a main character in your life?
Being a main character in your life just means that you know the world revolves around you and like you don't take shit from anyone, but you give a lot of shit to people.
And sometimes you cry in a corner because people hurt your feelings.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you're like, whoa, where did that come from after being a raging bitch? Like, you know, like when you're all irritated at your husband and then he like says one thing to you and you're like, when did we start talking to each other like this?
Fighting. I thought we were just talking.
Whoa. Cool down. Cool down.
Wait, lately I've been doing this thing where I've just been having a narrator speak to me as I wake up and do things as I'm the main character of my life. So I'll wake up and I'm like, she's that bitch. Today, she had a fabulous day. Barbie was having a great day.
Like a British accent narrator. Like, today, Nahil's having a bit of a rough day, but knowing Nahil, she's going to take it in stride and she looks beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You want to hear my British accent? No, you don't. Would you like some tea and some crumpets? Now, since I have the worst British accent.
Yeah, truly. And it made me feel uncomfortable.
You're doing the awkward laugh now, not me.
Yeah, because I felt so uncomfortable.
No, okay.
I'm actually, as part of being a main character, I'm so good at accents, but I can't do them on command. Like, it has to be, like, come organically. If you ask me to do it on command, I can't do it. I am, like, a magician. Like, I never reveal my secrets, so it only comes out in certain moments. But you'll hear me being like, oh, we're gonna go visit Sydney and go to Bondi Beach.
My toxic trait is when I'm talking to somebody with an accent, I start copying them.
No, that's normal. I've done that.
Yeah, and then they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know.
What the fuck are you, what in the single white female are you doing right
Are
now?
you being racist? I'm like, no, I promise.
Oh my God.
Wait, but Jocelyn and I this weekend reached a new level of friendship, and no, it wasn't scissoring. Even though one day we'll get
One
there.
day.
No. Okay, so every time we hang out, I feel like we hang out in the most extravagant ways. Last time you came to Paris to hang out with us, which you won't let me down about, she tells me every single time.
Every time Nahil doesn't come somewhere that I ask her to, which is probably every time I've asked her, I'm like, just remember, I went to Paris for you. And you know what's crazy is that I keep inviting Nahil and she's like, can you stop inviting me? Like, I don't want to hang out with you outside of this podcast.
Well, because I, being the person that I am, you know, people pleaser tendencies, I feel obligated to go. And so me being like, I'm like, please stop inviting me to your girls' trips. I'm not going.
But why? It will be fun. Everyone loves you.
No, but this week or whatever. Okay, wait, actually back to the thing about you inviting me to things. So I'm going back home this weekend. And Jocelyn goes, oh, come to my Mew Mew event with me. And I'm like, I can't make it. I'm going home to visit my parents who I haven't seen in 6 months. Okay, that's a lie. I saw them 3 weeks ago.
She sees them every month.
Okay, sorry, God forbid a girl loves her parents. And so she's like, why don't you fly back for the Mew Mew event? And I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense.
I mean, God forbid I fly to Paris. God forbid. Who does that?
No, but you've been holding this over my head. And I'm like, at least save your trump card for something that actually matters.
Yeah, that's true. I learned that from my parents. Like, don't forget. When I die, then you'll see.
When I die, then you'll see. No, but this weekend, I was asking Jocelyn because we're going to hang out with her and her husband. Okay, what should we do? Usually we go to nice dinners, and I wanted to test the waters a little bit to be like, can we be friends who just rot at home together?
Little did she know that's music to my fucking ears.
Literally.
Like, my favorite thing to do with my friends is rotting, watching TV, like eating takeout, taking edibles. And honestly, I think it's like a good test for any kind of relationship you have, whether it's with a guy or a girl. Can you just hang out sober?
Yeah. And
I mean, I know I said taking edibles, but still, we didn't take any edibles.
Also, we always hang out sober. I don't think I've ever really drank with you.
No, because even the first time we hung out, we had such a good conversation completely sober.
Yeah.
And I feel like, ladies, if you are in your collegiate relationships right now and all you do with your man is drink and that's the only time you have fun, that's like kind of a red flag.
Oh, definitely a red flag. So we came over and didn't drink. They ordered Emmy Squared pizza. And in the car, I was telling Nav.
Emmy Squared should fucking sponsor me.
Fire.
Yeah.
Sponsor us. It's not always about you. No, but I was telling Nav in the car, I'm like, oh, these people, I'm so excited to hang out with them, but they freaking drink full fat Coke.
And why do you say full fat Coke? It's
What is
not
it?
milk.
Full
It's
sugar.
full sugar Coke, you weirdo. She keeps saying full fat Coke.
It's full fat. Sugar equals fat.
Okay, it's full sugar Coke because I feel like have you not read the studies on aspartame? Like, okay, honestly, I don't
Do you
give
does it look like I'm a woman in STEM who reads studies for her free time?
Wait a minute. Actually, I don't give a fuck about that. I just don't like the taste of Diet Coke. But also, I actually went out of my way and got them a Diet Coke and a Coke Zero.
It
'cause
was
I didn't
so
know,
nice.
I didn't know which one. Did
No.
you even drink them?
I had the Coke Zero.
Okay.
I was so happy.
Okay, honestly, can you just explain to me the difference between Diet Coke and Coke Zero? Like, how do they taste different?
Diet Coke just tastes nasty. It tastes like oil in a can.
Oil.
Oil. Not that I've ever drank that
So then
before.
what does Coke Zero taste
Like
like?
perfection. Like, you know that sip of like when you want to go to heaven and you're like, you have wings or something? That is Coke Zero. Especially on a day when you're hungover and you're eating pizza and you're having a Coke Zero. I wasn't hungover,
God.
but everything else was intact with
Now
that
I
hangout.
want pizza after. Wait, but what is a sweetener in Coke Zero?
I don't read the ingredients and shit.
Okay. Yeah, well, fuck me, right? You're right.
Okay, but anyways, we rotted for 3 hours and we were just yapping away. It was the greatest hangout ever. And now you've officially gone from like proximity friends to podcast friends to like close inner circle friends.
Yeah, and like the shit that we were talking about, these like inner stories, like I could tell.
Yeah.
Especially Nav. Like Nav does not
Opened
open
up
up
so
like that.
much.
And like I can't wait to keep talking all this shit.
He even walked away. We were in the car and I was like, oh, you were sharing a lot. And he was like, yeah, they're really nice people and they're genuine. And I feel like now I can be myself. And and he's a little guarded at the beginning, as any new friendship. But I'm like, who the fuck are they going to tell?
Also, can I just say, your like not in a weird way, he's so good looking.
Oh, thank you.
And me and Akash were talking about that, and we're like, Naz really hot, right? And then
What am I, just like chopped liver, bitch?
but then it's just funny because Akash is like, yeah. 5 seconds later, under his breath, probably a fat dick. I mean, nails getting pounded into the headboard in her in-laws' house.
Yeah, and they're hearing it downstairs, baby. No, wait, I have a crazy TMI story.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we're like having sex, we have to flush the toilet tip when he cleans off of me. Do you get that? I can't stop laughing.
That induced
You know that soft spot on your back?
Oh, because you okay.
Okay, that soft spot on your back, it gets cleaned off. And sometimes
So why can't you just say he comes on you? Why did she say it like that, Miles? It was weirder the way she said it.
I said it.
Thank you.
Because I know my mom's gonna probably watch this episode.
No, I love that. Okay, so we're practicing safe sex. We're pulling out, and he comes on you. Honestly, I love that. It's straight out of book talk.
But sometimes I'm like, okay, either the bed is shaking too much.
Keep white wet.
Wet wipes. But sometimes
White webs.
either the bed is shaking too much or we're flushing too much. And I'm like, downstairs, they know, Nav. They know. And Nav is like, no, they don't. I'm like, they fucking know.
Wait, so do you shower after, or you just use a wet wipe? And I wouldn't judge either.
No, I pee and then I go to bed.
But you wipe it off.
Yes.
But with a wet wipe?
Yes.
Okay. Not dry, right?
Well, I don't really know what I do. Now you got me in my head. What do I do?
Use a wet wipe.
I do the wet wipe on my back.
Yeah, good.
Okay. And then I don't wipe my vagina with a wet wipe because there's nothing there.
Oh, hit from the back.
From the back. We're little back shop people.
Oh my goodness. I love that I just pictured that.
Okay, well, first you talked about my husband's fat dick, and now you're picturing me having sex. We need to move on.
No, do you like going on top, though? Like, how does that feel for you?
I like it for 5 seconds, then I get tired.
I mean, like, don't talk about my mom like this. Okay, can I just say, I don't know if, like, honestly, since we're talking about sex, though, like, when I get on top, and then if we want to switch, like, I'm like, okay, can you just, like, keep it inside you?
Oh, yeah, you have to do, like, the rollover.
Yeah,
you have to roll it over
okay,
and keep the dick inside.
Is that just me that I don't, like, once the dick is inserted, I don't like going out and going back in because it's, like, it's hard, right?
Yeah, it's also because of vaginal dryness. Like, in order to get it back in, it's, like, gonna be a whole situation. So, no, it's a thing.
Okay,
but then it's, like, awkward if he doesn't do it properly in the right time or the right flip. And I'm like, this is awkward. Like, this is awkward.
And it's, like, it's funny because movie sex gave me, like, a really elevated idea of what sex is like. Sex is, it's sweaty. It doesn't always you're definitely not going to come at the same time. So
for sure. And I feel like just times of like, that's not how it is at all. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like talking to him during it and I'm like, so how was your day?
There was also this period of like when me and Akash kept laughing during sex.
Yeah, that's happened to me too.
There was like a week where we just like looked at each other and we kept laughing and we can't do that anymore.
Oh gosh, that's so funny. But okay, wait, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, have you seen that TikTok trend that's like how to rage bait your husband or how to rage bait a man or something?
How does Nav rage bait you just by living life? Like, what does he do that fucking rage baits you?
Okay, number one, I feel like he asks me, are those real tears or are they hormonal tears? And I get so pissed off because 9 out of 10 times
Excuse
I'm on
me?
my period. And he knows it.
That's fucked up.
And also, they're most of the time hormonal tears.
Yeah, but to ask, like, tears are tears.
Yeah.
They're real. Whether they're coming down my
Exactly.
face, down my thigh, it doesn't matter.
Wait, what does Akash do?
So, oh my God, there's so many things. So, like, when we have an argument, he'll, again, just start laughing at me. And it's like,
He's so pissed.
it makes me want to punch him in the fucking face. Like, do you think this is a joke? And he's like, yeah, I think what you're saying is so crazy that if I had took you seriously, like, we would have to fight. So, like, that's number one, is that he just, like, laughs in my face, doesn't take me seriously. And honestly, it's super fucking condescending.
Wait, also, if he says, is this a joke? Or you say, is this a joke? Does he go, yeah, I'm a comedian? Because that would be a fire response.
No, he's more just like, no, it's like he tries to not laugh, but he still keeps laughing. And then he also has like this smirk, like this, like,
You don't know what's loving off his face.
yeah, you're like, like, like when Kim in Keeping Up with the Kardashians, when she's like, stop laughing at me, get out of this room if you're going to continue to laugh at me. And then Courtney's like, I'm not. Like, it's like that. It's like you're very clearly laughing. The second thing he'll do is that he'll kiss me in situations that are already overstimulating, like in an elevator full of people when we're in a rush trying to leave. And so he'll kiss me on the forehead, which is sweet, but he'll do it, Neho, I'm not even joking, like 5 times. like these pecks, which again, it's like, I'm not trying to be a bitch, but like after like the 3rd time, I'm like, stop! Don't fucking touch me!
I have the opposite problem. I'm like, why are you not putting your hand on my thigh? Why are you not touching me? Why are you walking so far away? Am I giving clingy? Yes.
A little, but it's cute. We like
No,
that.
the other thing Nav does that really annoys me is like when he says, what's wrong? Like, do you have amnesia? Did you not see what just happened and all the shit that just went down? And he's asking me what is wrong? I just told you what was wrong for the last 5 minutes.
Yes!
And then he's like, wait, I still don't get it. Why does it not work?
Why is it not clocking to you?
I just get confused. I'm like, were we in the same situation?
Does Nav ever leave like his ugly, unaesthetic shit anywhere?
In his room, remember?
Oh, in his
Not
room.
in my room.
Wait, so do you guys like legit have separate rooms?
We have separate rooms.
But then you sleep together.
In my room.
So your room is like perfect.
Exactly. My room is perfect. We share the bed there. And then he has his own room, which is his childhood room, with all his nasty shit. I don't want to see it. But as you were saying, this is a you problem.
Out of sight, out of mind. I really don't like that Akash leaves his chapstick everywhere. He actually just leaves unaesthetic shit everywhere, whether it's chapstick or change or wrinkled up checks, or like there's always shit in his pockets, like there's tissues and stuff. And like I don't like that, because if like it's on the side table, it's a nuisance. You see what I'm saying?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wait, I was going to ask you, okay, because you're telling me kind of like how your house works and stuff, do you and Akash have roles and responsibilities that are different? Or how do you guys divide up chores? Or do you work at all in your home?
Yes, I do things. Some of the things I do, well, you're putting me on the spot, so let me think.
You walk happy.
I walk happy.
You take care of your kid.
I give hand jobs.
Yeah, no blowjobs, though.
I put cereal back after I've taken it out.
For yourself or for both of you?
For myself. I rinse dishes.
Okay, that's good.
I order water bottles. So many things. I just listed my fucking things that I do. I mean, I'm not
You're not
Superwoman.
fucking Martha Stewart over here.
Yeah. Okay, Nail does laundry. She does one thing.
Do one thing.
And she acts like she does so much more than me. Bitch, all you do is laundry.
Okay, I don't believe in gender roles, but I do believe men should handle taxes. I believe men should handle
Yes.
trash, anything trash related.
Yes.
I believe men should handle, what else? Car related?
Yeah. You know what? Okay, that's so true. I believe in gender roles too.
I said I don't believe in gender roles. I let you do that.
No, I was saying I believe in gender roles to a point. I think like you're basically saying you do to a certain point. where it's like I'll do certain things like, okay, my husband's ring was stuck on him. And you know, like men, they have no common sense. And I'm like, okay, so let me take it off. He's like, no, it's not gonna come off. I'm gonna sleep like this. And I'm like, okay. I get some lotion, it comes off. He's like, thanks, baby. Or like,
I like how we're talking about what you do at the house.
or like Akash will have pimples, and I'm like, okay, like, do you want me to treat them? He's like, no, they're not gonna go away. So I like use a little toner, put a pimple pad, and the next day it goes down. He's like, wow, thanks. Like things like that.
That is
Or
very
like,
gender rolly. Like
yeah.
you know a lot of the things as women to
Yes.
help men.
Or like I'll rub his head, or like I'll help him with
Okay,
his
that's cute.
skincare, like things like that. I'll help him go to sleep. So I do kind of like motherly things, but not like the cleaning motherly
Yeah.
things or like the 50s housewife type things. I think I like baby him when he needs it and give him the TLC. But also likewise, like, you know, when I'm a little bit hormonal, he'll baby me. And I agreed. Anything trash related, tax related, finance related, mail. I hate opening mail. It gives me anxiety. I've not opened a single envelope that has my name on it in about since we got married. So in
Dude, the
4 years.
IRS is coming for your ass.
It's fine.
Oh wait, that's not your department. So it
It's
doesn't
not my
matter.
department. Exactly. Akash opens the mail. He addresses anything that comes to me. I think I do owe $800 to Verizon, but that's not my fault anyway. So they can go fuck them. Verizon, go fuck yourself.
I'm a huge fan of like outsourcing and subscriptions
Yeah.
whenever we can. So when we used to live in LA, it was like Instacart for groceries or food like that.
I do that, yeah.
Love it. I don't like love going to the grocery store all the time. Also, cleaning lady, we both have.
Agreed. Yeah.
Much needed.
Yeah.
I feel like you can clean up after yourselves, but
Mhm.
every other week it's nice to have a deep clean.
Mhm.
Whenever, because I live with my in-laws, we have a cooking lady that comes whenever we host people because I ain't gonna be the cook.
Yeah. Is she like a desi cooking
Yeah, so
lady?
she does all the Indian food. So when my parents came a few weeks ago, she cooked all the food because I don't have time to cook for
Yeah.
a family of like 15 people.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Oh, you outsource laundry, right?
No, laundry, we each do our own laundry.
Okay.
Which I think is fun.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Wait, that's totally fair because
Yeah,
you don't like
that's
the
good.
ball sweat, remember?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Dude, don't have tremors about it. I feel like not talked about, like you said, is emotional support. Like a lot of times, and I don't know if this is the thing with Akash, but Nav especially, like I feel like a lot of men aren't emotionally available. And so
Mhm.
sometimes they have to be like a man all the time.
Mhm.
And so I feel like I get a version of Nav that's a little more soft and like he likes to be taken care of when he's sick and things like that.
I agree.
And so I think that doing that for your partner being more emotional is definitely like high on the list.
But also, speaking of emotional support, going back to things that we do for our man, like I give Akash so much emotional support. And being with someone in the entertainment business or like stand up comedy, it's kind of similar to being with an athlete. Like, no, they're
Oh.
not performing in games every week, but it's like the lifestyle is very similar. The hours that he works are really grueling. And there's just a lot of shit that he has to deal with, whether it's like comments, trolls, like online beef, like whatever, fucking you name it. Okay. So there's a lot of like stuff in the background that I do to kind of support him in that
Yeah.
situation. So that's why it pisses me off when these fucking incel troll fucking losers are like, oh, what do you mean? Like you guys paid for it. He paid for it. Bitch, do you know what his fucking stand up is about? It's about me. If I didn't have this fucking personality, what do you think you would fucking talk about?
That is true.
Like-
maybe that's comparable to the laundry. So yeah, you
Exactly.
can get your flowers for that one.
Like there's so much relationship content that he talks about, and hello,
the muse is sitting.
exactly. And it's like that, and on top of that, giving emotional support when he's like talking shit about me on stage. Like, I should get a fucking Nobel fucking Peace Prize for that. Honestly.
Honestly, I feel like that's like an IP address in a way that you're like every time he mentions you, it's like equity. What is it? No, royalty.
Trademark. Royalty.
Do we just throw out business terms all the time? Equity.
Copyright. No, honestly, I should get royalty, and I basically do.
So I
Because
guess
no
yeah.
prenup and a joint bank account, go fuck yourself. So I will say we paid for something because it's my money too, legally and also spiritually.
And period, baby.
And period.
Okay, we've talked about all the roles and responsibilities, but we have to talk about all the crazy men out there because now when we watch like Disney Channel shows and we watch Nickelodeon, we see how hypersexualized everything is.
Mhm.
And we didn't know when we were children.
Yeah.
And now as we get older, I feel like I see it play out firsthand with really creepy men everywhere where they make like sexual comments to you or I. And before I would never notice it. But I'm like, that was fucking nasty.
Yeah.
And I think you were telling me a crazy story about your OBGYN.
It's not even fun.
We say as we laugh through our trauma every time.
Honestly, I do laugh through my trauma. It's honestly not funny, But when I was 16, my mom went to this OBGYN, and I don't wanna say his name because it was just so long ago, and I don't know, maybe he's retired now. But when I went to him for my first pelvic exam, um, you know, it's something that you're not really sure of, like, the feeling to anticipate. So he goes to me, he's like, "Hey, so, you have a boyfriend. Has your boyfriend ever fingered you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "That's what this will feel like." Which is just so weird in that context, and also, like, why would you put, like, those 2 examples
That is
together?
so weird.
So and yeah, and, like, also, if you haven't had a pelvic exam yet, they basically, like, take a swab of, your inside
Yeah.
canal to basically make sure that, like, the specimen is okay and, like, the cultures are okay, and I don't even think we did a speculum in that exam, like, I think it was just, like maybe we did, I don't remember.
Wait, also, don't they go in with, like, fingers and also feel around the cervix? Because that's what mine was, and it was a female doctor, so I know they weren't taking advantage of
Oh, maybe
the
yeah.
cervical exam or something
Maybe
like
he
that.
did that too, but I honestly, after just seeing so many sexual assault cases with OBGYN or OBGYNs, or whether it was like Larry Nasser with USA
Oh,
Gymnastics
yeah.
athletes or whatever, like I just don't trust male OBGYN
Oh, for sure.
anymore. So that's why I have a female OBGYN. She's amazing. Sarah Packman, I love you. So yeah, there was that. And I have another creepy story, but you go tell your
No,
story.
I was gonna say one of my friends posted on TikTok recently, and she went to the Brazilian wax center, and the person who was doing her
Wait,
waxing
European wax center?
European.
Wait, also, can I say fuck European Wax Center? I fucking hate you
They
before I
they
even hear
peeled
this.
my skin off.
They're the worst franchise. They need to be shut down. I fucking hate them. Sorry, continue.
No, I was gonna say what happened was not even related to her skin, but the person who was waxing her was wearing Meta glasses.
Ew.
Yeah, and so she posted a video about it, and it got like 500K views or 500K likes or something.
Wait, what does that mean though?
Like, while they were getting waxed, she was wearing glasses with, like, cameras on them. And she was wearing that throughout all of her patients throughout the day and stuff. So my friend posted a video and people were like, "We had a similar experience." And they don't know if they were recording or not, but that could mean if you're going to European Wax Center, listen up, you could be getting recorded and your vag could be online somewhere.
Also, they do a shitty fucking
Yeah,
job.
go get laser instead.
Yeah, go get laser. At this point, it's 2025. Go get fucking laser from a doctor that specializes in cosmetics or aesthetics. Don't go to a fucking med spa, especially if you have brown skin.
And I was gonna say, in general, just make sure that you do what's best for your body. And there's gonna be different ways to do it. Like I always share the story of when I went to Laser Away many years ago.
Mhm.
They because I'm brown and they are not a brown owned establishment, I feel like they fucked up my skin. It got really like hyperpigmentation all under my like on my armpits. And because of that, it took me really long time to get my color back. They gave me like skin whitening cream. I'm like, bitch, I've had Fair and Lovely before.
Yeah.
We don't do skin whitening anymore, baby.
No, seriously, I still have hyperpigmentation spots from the past med spa that treated me, and it's been over a year. And it's just so annoying to look down at my like legs that used to be like picture perfect, and now I have
Yeah.
like these ugly spots. And like, I get it, hyperpigmentation is par for the course with brown skin, but I just don't trust these people anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm telling like our younger listeners, just don't penny pinch, or cut costs when it comes to anything related to your skin or
Oh, for
aesthetics or
sure.
cosmetics. It would be better to spend more money and have a better result. Like
And I think
100%.
and I think when you're younger, this is hard because money is so tight.
Yeah.
I remember when I was like 17 or 16 years old, I really wanted to get my belly pierced. My mom wouldn't let me. And so I found a random girl in her garage doing belly piercings. And I went to her, got my belly pierced, and
Oh
in
my
a
God.
week it ripped out. And then I got it done again by her because I wasn't 18 yet. And again, it got infected. And I was like traumatized by that.
Did it hurt?
It hurt. It hurt. And it was like my upper layer. I have a scar, like a permanent scar now on my belly button.
Ugh.
And I was like, why did I do that? Why did I just not take it seriously, go somewhere proper? Because you're young and dumb.
Yeah.
And so, based on what you're saying, also like do every part of your skin like that.
Yeah.
Where like, I know it's a little more expensive, but get quality care for your skin because it will affect you in the long term.
Yeah, or date a rich guy
Yeah.
and have him pay for it. Like
Or
if
become
he,
his muse like you did. And
if
then
he-
your money's my money, bitch.
if he wants a clean pussy, be like, I do too. Okay, so
Let's
where are we
do it.
starting later?
Okay, I will give a hot take, okay, because we're talking about clean pussies.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the patch. I'm not a fan of the landing strip. I like it extremely clean.
I agree.
Okay, but there's a lot of debate right now happening online of like how there's different designs you can get done.
You know what's funny is I will say, so mine is completely clean, and I guess yours is too.
Clearly.
We love naked
Naked mole rat.
naked mole rat. But it was funny because I was changing in front of my sister and she was like, "Oh God, Jesse," and I was like, "What?" She was like, "Ew, you look like you're 12." So that's the only, like, downside caveat, but for me, I like it. Also, just because it feels cleaner. Of course, we're adhering to more Western beauty standards, but just fuck off, okay? I like it like that, you know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
whatever you like,
I
but
like it like that too.
Hey. Oh, see, we're back when we're singing again.
Sure.
No, but the other story I was gonna tell you is I've been trying new workout classes on ClassPass. I
Hey.
know, yeah, and so I found this boot camp near my place, and I was like, "Okay, let me try it out." It's called Tom's Boot Camp. I'm like, "Oh, Tom seems like a cool
Tom.
guy."
Oh,
Okay, he's probably like a really nice guy who does like a boot camp and is a hit workout.
yeah.
I get there. MAGA flags everywhere.
Oh,
And I saw
no.
the website. It was like hugeflags.com and I was like, "Shut up."
It's like one thing if you did vote Republican, but, like, at least have some shame about it.
Exactly.
Like,
Also,
at least,
don't have it.
yeah, do it in the closet like half
Yeah.
of, like, the majority of Americans.
Also, it's like, it should have told me on ClassPass or else I would have fucking gone.
Republican
I know. I
establishment.
reported that shit after. And so I was like, okay, whatever. I'm still here. I paid for the class. I'm just gonna stick it through.
Mhm.
He gets in, he's wearing like a cowboy hat and a belt. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in fucking Texas. Like, why am I here? And all the women that come in are white. Maybe there was one other person of color. And I was like, why are you here? We should leave.
Wait, did they have Republican makeup too?
Probably,
Like
yeah.
the spray tan or the taking
Definitely.
makeup, platinum blonde? Okay.
Definitely. And then after the workout was done, we had a leg day. He's like, make sure you guys stretch after so you can have sex later. And I was like, I'm
Ew.
done. Ran out and said,
Nar.
I'm never coming back.
Nar, Tom, that's not it.
Why do people think that's okay to say?
Yeah, that's weird. Like, I just feel like that's inappropriate and, like, you don't need to talk. Like, especially if I don't know you.
Yeah.
Speaking of creepy men, have you ever had any, like, creepy men in your family? Not, like, immediate, but maybe, like, periphery?
I'm sure I have. I can't think of any right now. Tell me stories.
No, I have too, but it's, like, kind of traumatic, so I don't know if I should share it.
We love trauma dumping on this podcast. What do you mean?
It's what I told you about the other day.
Oh, yeah.
But, okay.
You
Okay.
can say it in a way that
I'm not gonna say who, but a family member of mine who was 31 when I was
Mhm.
15 had just turned 16. So he saw me like with my braces, pimple cream on, and then my braces coming off, basically told me he had feelings for me and like would try to spoon and stuff with me.
Yeah.
And that was really creepy and gross and probably considered assault of the sexual
For sure.
variety. But
Why do we always laugh at these?
it's not funny. It's not funny. But and honestly, actually, I want to talk about this because I think this is super common in the Punjabi community,
I
especially.
think in the Desi community, it's grooming.
Yeah.
Grooming by people you know.
Grooming, and it's like it's always like what we got taught growing up was like stranger danger when
Yeah.
like a majority of sexual assault happens by men that you know, men in your
Mhm.
family. And it's really crazy and it's really gross and it's especially common in Desi communities. And I can speak being in the Punjabi community that it's very common. I think what was actually traumatic though is not what happened with him, but what happened in my family afterward. And like, so everyone found out about it, and it wasn't flagged. Nothing was done. It was ignored. It was brushed under the rug. And then I got in trouble by my dad by being awkward around this family member later on. Like, make that make sense? That doesn't fucking even add up. And I think that caused a lot of issues for me in my 20s because this happened when I was 16. So in my 20s with my family, I was like, I had a lot of this like residual anger and everything bubbling up. And it really affected the way like I interacted with them because I was like, you guys like didn't protect me. And I think it like also played out in my relationship where with my husband, I would get like high key defensive about like really small things. And I would like really like misread his intentions where it would be like, we would have a fight and I would be like, "Oh, you're just doing this because you want me to like be at fault," or something like that, where I would like give him
Yeah.
this like notion of having bad intentions. He was like, "Why do you think like this way about me?" And it was like realizing that because I wasn't protected at a young age, I was like super defensive and protective of myself in my 20s and now, and like it would come out as anger.
This happens to a lot of young girls and
Yeah.
it really shapes their future. And honestly, it goes back to I'm sorry you weren't heard
Mhm.
because that's what it is. It's like parents should believe their kids and take action about it. I think one of the things I was talking to my mom is my mom was really strict about sleepovers growing up. She
Mm.
would never let me go to sleepovers. And I would always be like so mad at her. Why are you never letting me go? You suck. Everyone can sleep over. As I grew up older, she said, the reason I didn't want you to go to sleepovers is because I don't trust any of the men
Yeah.
that you were going to sleepovers. Like, I don't don't trust the husbands. I don't trust uncles, anything. I don't want anything happening to you. And that's what I'm protecting you. And I didn't
Yeah.
realize that because you have so much anger.
Yeah.
And now I think about when I have kids, I'm like, you're not fucking sleeping over anywhere.
No, and it's like I feel like she was being protective of you,
Yeah.
and I also
And it
I mean,
feels like for you, it was like people weren't being protective of you, which is what makes me sad, especially your own family.
I think my mom was going through so much of her own situation, and like my sisters were going through, well, my sister was going through kind of her own situation. But I will say, like with your mom, it's like, obviously I don't want to speculate, but I wonder if she had went through something
Yeah,
similar where
I've actually never talked to her about it.
yeah, where maybe she and because there is so much shame where it's probably something that a lot of like women in our mom's generation go through stuff like that where they never even talked about it because
For
they
sure.
felt so like internally like ashamed about it.
And I feel like this podcast honestly has like healed a lot of like things for my mom also. I tell
Mhm.
her what we talk about or she watches it and she's told me
Mhm.
so many things of like how proud she is of us breaking these boundaries and talking about it. One topic I was talking to her about was how we had talked about when do we want to have kids and when do
Yeah.
we want to have get pregnant and she's really hell bent on get your embryos frozen. She's like I didn't have
Yeah.
that opportunity, do it, get those frozen. And then we got into the topic of miscarriages and she had shared with me that she had suffered one, didn't know for 25 years. I didn't know that. And she was like, I
Mhm.
never told anybody because I felt so ashamed. And so I feel like shame is a big part of our culture. And our moms, and I don't want to speak for your mom, but my mom especially felt it a lot through these taboo topics when it comes to like fertility journey or even some of these other topics that we're talking about like grooming or we talk about divorce.
Mhm.
And I feel like this podcast allows women, especially brown women, to have a voice and know that this is a safe space. Come
Mhm.
here.
Speaking of that, I also wanted to mention that TikTok you shared of your mom's voicemail to you. Like, literally, I mean, it didn't make me cry because I've been feeling so empty lately, but it came close. Like, it was actually so sweet. I like that, just like it made my heart so happy because
Thank
I
you.
know that you have gone through kind of a healing process with her. And just even seeing a brown mom like talk so highly and like be so proud of you and like really understand where you were coming from, like speaks miles to her character. And it's unique and exceptional. And I was just like, oh my God, like that just made me so happy.
Thank you, and I think it took so many years to get there, like, I've told you I've had mommy issues before, and then it turned into, like, resentment, like, "You're not listening to me," and then
Mhm.
it gets into defensive for my mom, like, "Are you saying I'm a bad parent?" So to
Mhm.
finally, like, get her to hear what I'm saying, and for her to be like, "Oh, I'll change that," or "I'll work on that," is just enough for me, and
And unheard of.
unheard of,
Yeah.
but I'm 30 years old, it's taken a very long time to get there.
Yeah.
How is your mom when it comes to, I like being receptive. I know that
Yeah.
I listen to the way you speak, and it's crazy
Mm.
that you have gone through so much trauma and so much hurt and so many dynamics in your family, and you
Mhm.
turned out so freaking amazing. And the way you speak is just like so eloquent. You are so well spoken, and you bring so much kindness and warmth to every conversation.
Mhm.
How do you kind of talk about this with your family? I think somebody said also, they're like, it's not talked about enough when you're the youngest sibling and you're
Mhm.
breaking the cycle,
Mhm.
which is crazy because I always thought the oldest sibling did that. And so, what is your opinion on that, and how do you do that?
Not in my family, but no, I think with my mom, it's been kind of an uphill battle at times where I've maybe gone through situations with my sister and she's kind of jumped in and like taken my sister's side when it wasn't really appropriate or I felt ganged up on or things like that. And I will say at first and talking to her, I didn't necessarily feel like she was super receptive. I feel like she became kind of defensive and blamed herself and got really emotional. I do feel like because my mom has gone through so much, I think her emotional maturity isn't maybe at that point where she would be really understanding and take accountability. So I've kind of like set my expectations a little lower, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's more like a pragmatic approach. But I think like there are instances though where she has been really understanding, and honestly I am super close with her. I want to emphasize that, and we do talk a lot, but I understand that she has like certain limits to like where she can kind of express herself, and I kind of meet her at those limits, and I think that has been okay for us. And I do again still feel super close with her. I love her a lot. I feel like she's just a very spiritual like being, and I
Yeah.
like learn from her so much in that sense. And I also have like my sister who I'm really close with. So I feel like as long as like me and my sister have like a really open dialogue and communication, I'm okay with me and my mom having like more of like like more of like a mom daughter kind of
Yeah.
relationship.
I think there's, like, always this pressure that your parent has to be, like, your best friend
Yeah.
growing up, and sometimes that's hard because you see white people and their moms and daughters are truly best friends, but I
Right.
don't
You see
think
like
they
Lizzie McGuire or like
exactly.
things like that. But also it's like, even with your friends, it's like not every friend is going to be your go-to friend that you can like
Yeah.
go to for answers, solutions or venting. And so it's like with my mom, I know I can vent to her, I know I can talk to her, but I don't think that she'll always maybe have like a great solution when I'm trying to talk about like a conflict I have because
Yeah.
she's not great at conflict herself and I think she shies away from that. But,
Yeah.
I have my sister, I have you, I have my friends, I have my husband, but my mom is someone that I can always talk to for just like that maternal energy and comfort.
I agree
And
with that.
she's an amazing spirit and soul. And like she's gone through so much. She's really like a warrior. And I feel like she's taught me so much about myself. So it's like, yeah, I'm over explaining, but that's what I'm trying to say.
No, and I also think, like, with my mom, like, different stages of my life have brought us closer together. After getting married,
Yeah.
she had got married, so it was like, "Okay, we have one more things to talk about." My, grandma lived with us at our home, so she's dealt with the in-law situation, so she adds a little bit of color and flavor to that when I talk to her, always gives me advice. I think for me, when things are going haywire and chaotic, the person I will not call is my mom because I think
Mm,
she might make me spiral even more,
yeah.
and so I usually have my dad for that, and so he's my, like, go-to, I would say, like, best
Oh,
friend in
I
the
see.
sense,
Yeah.
but my mom is good when everything's all said and done, like the last person to tell.
That's so funny because I feel like when things are going crazy or I'm just crying, like I can just call her and she's still like almost like my like teddy bear or like my like when you wake up from a bad dream and you just
Ugh,
go to your mom's room, like almost like I feel like emotional thinking about it.
that's so cute.
Like, I feel like I would always just call her and talk to her and cry to her, and, like, my mom spends a lot of time in India as well because she splits her time between here and India, and, like, the one thing I always miss about her when she leaves is, like, I miss, like, holding her hand. I love, like, holding my mom's hand because she has, like, bigger hands than I think for a brown mom. She has, like, like, bigger, kind of softer hands, and I feel like she has, like, the most unique hands that I've ever seen, and I don't know why I'm always, like, so fixated on that, but maybe it's just, like, something I, like, look to for comfort, and so, like, I'm, like, always like, "Oh, I miss holding her hand, I love
And
her
that's
hand."
funny because
Yeah.
you are not super physical touchy, and so you are
Yeah,
physical touchy with your mom,
but
even
I
in
love, like, hugging her. Yeah, exactly, I'm, like, super physical with my mom only,
even with
like,
my
not with anyone else.
Even with my family, we grew up in a non super physical touchy family, just in
Mm,
general. South Asian parents are not physical touch.
yeah,
They don't show physical touch to each other, and then to their kids also, it wasn't like, it wasn't really heard of.
yeah.
Also, they didn't say "I love you" a lot, but in the last, like, 5, 6 years, my sister one time called my dad and said, "Hey, you don't say I love you enough." And she
Oh.
was like, "Every time I talk to my fiance, they hang up their family phone call saying I love you." And she's like, "I feel weird saying I love you to their family, but not to my own family." And
Mhm.
so 6 years ago, she told us that, or 5 years ago, and now we hang up every phone call saying I love you. And at first, it was really awkward. It would be like my dad would be like, "I love you." I'm like, okay, no one's holding a gun to your head to say I love you. And so then now he's slowly gotten more used to it, but sometimes he's just like weird about it still.
So, yeah, I guess,
I guess
I love
I
you.
love you. Or he'll whisper it.
Okay, bye.
But now physical touch is our primary love language in our house. And I'm like, I feel the same where I'm like, I just want to touch everybody all the time and be there. And it's funny because I go to my in laws and they're anti physical touch. No one,
Mm.
I don't think Nav has like hugged his mom or like, I don't think he hugs his parents, kisses his parents. And so I'm there being like, hey, hi. And one time his dad was like, hey.
I
And I was just like, okay, maybe they'll grow into it. And I've been
yeah,
doing it for a year and slowly they've come around, but it's
yeah,
still not
yeah.
primary.
No, I mean, it's funny because like, I'll jump on my mom. Like, I'll wrap my legs around her, and she's like, "Oh," like, so but it's like, I always do that with my mom, and I do that with the kids, like, my nieces. Like, I always, like, pick them up
Wait,
and,
what
like,
about
sit
your
on top of
sister?
them. My sister, I do it here and there. So,
Yeah, my
like,
sister
she's
and
like
I.
I'm
Yeah.
in the middle with her. Her and Akash are in the middle with physical touch.
I think again in the last few years, I think we've gotten more physical touchy. Where I'll
Yeah.
like cuddle her and like sleep next to her because
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes now I'm getting to the point, and I know because you have sisters, you feel this too. You're like that person can just save my soul. Like when the
Mm,
world is falling apart, I'm like I
that's my
just need
soulmate.
my sister. I just need
Literally.
my sister.
I always say my sister is my soulmate and Akash is my other soulmate.
Oh, I love that. You can't have two soulmates though.
Yeah, I can. I
One
can.
can be your twin flame and one can be your soulmate.
Shut the fuck up.
I didn't make the rules here.
All right, fine. Manu's my twin flame
No,
and
I
Akash
say
is my soulmate.
no, I say
But I feel like they're both my soulmate.
no, I say Richa is my soulmate and Naveen is my life partner.
You sound gay. First of all, it sounds like you're gay when you say that.
Life partner.
You sound like you're
Do you want a partner? Oh, partner. Okay, fine. That was
No,
dumb.
like when I say gay, I mean literally it sounds gay, like me and my
Like
partner.
too happy. Or-
And you are wearing a rugby polo, so no.
okay, I'll just go with I have two soulmates as well, everyone. You heard it here.
All
first.
they, them over here.
One thing we have to talk about on this podcast is your identity
Yeah?
crisis you're going through.
Oh.
First of all, she has
Yeah, my identity crisis. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Wait, she started with the brand. Maybe start with your brand identity and then go into your real identity.
Look.
Because she's no longer just lean with it.
I'm in mourning for my former life. Oh, you're talking about that brand. Well,
Well,
one,
that and then this.
well, so one, I've rebranded. I am the Jasleen Singh. And if you think about it, it's very main character of me. It's very on brand. Number two, I kind of had a spiral this weekend when my Miu Miu salesperson didn't text me back about these ballet slippers I ordered. And I feel like I had this existential, like, epiphany where I was like, oh my God, this relationship is transactional. I dropped like thousands of dollars in your store and you can't even fucking text me back. And it just made me go down this rabbit hole of like all the stuff I've purchased this year, all these things that have given me this like hit of dopamine. And I'm like, wow, this is not fulfilling. This is not sustainable. I don't want to go bankrupt and be like, I don't know, Teresa Giudice from Real Housewives of New Jersey and declare bankruptcy and then have to declare bankruptcy fraud. So I was just like, but in all realness, like I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like spending this much money on like luxury goods. And like, don't get me wrong, I love my hyper feminine aesthetic. I love vlogging about luxury stuff. Like I love that, you know me and I know you too. Like we're both into that. But I just kind of had this realization of like, I don't want that to be the only thing that's giving me joy and happiness. And I feel like that's what it was becoming. And maybe, you know, I was talking to you, Neho, but I had a hard week with my mom leaving for India and like some family stuff happening. And I just felt myself craving shopping and needing it, and I felt like it was weird. It was almost like I kind of needed that hit or something, like you when you haven't had something sweet in a while, and then you eat a piece of candy or you have some ice cream and you're like, "Ugh," like everything feels like satiated or like stable, and that's what I was kind of feeling. Like I was kind of scouring like online shopping or like looking at girls in my Pilates classes like, "Oh, do I have that bag? That's a cute bag." And it's like, "Wait, what am I doing?" And I think what was alarming to me is that when I first started buying like designer goods, maybe I was like in my early 20s or like even mid 20s, I would buy like a bag a year. And now all of a sudden it's like been like a bag a month. And I'm like, that's like, I need to ease up. You know what I mean?
And that's honestly, I'm gonna give you props for self-awareness because a lot of people don't get there. I think shopping is an avenue for you, just like for many people. It's
Well,
when you
it's
are not
called retail therapy.
Yeah, retail therapy.
For a reason.
Yeah, when you're not fulfilled in life, you get that dopamine hit, as you say, from various things. For me, it's like when a content gets like so many likes, and I'm like,
Oh.
oh my God,
Well,
my
that
life is
too.
worth living.
Literally that
Life is
too.
worth living.
When content hits, it gives you this like
Ugh.
indescribable
Like
feeling.
the other day, I was like crying to Nav, and he was like, "What's wrong?" I couldn't figure it out. And it was because none of my content had popped off, and it was the lower layer of it. We didn't get there because it's embarrassing to admit. And I'm like, I'm spending so much time, and I'm working, and nothing's happening. Everybody hates
Dude,
me.
it's not embarrassing.
Like it's
'cause
bad.
it's not hitting for me too. I don't know like what's going on in the social media air, but I feel like TikTok hasn't been hitting for a lot of like micro influencers. And when I say micro, like around the 100,000 range.
Yeah.
So TikTok, figure out your shit because like our shit is not popping off
And
anymore.
it especially because we work there. Like for me, content fulfills me, and when content doesn't do well, then it's like, what's my
Yeah.
worth? Like, what do I bring to the
See,
table?
that's okay. So that's such a good like discussion to have because it's like we are both people that find content so fulfilling, but how come it's not as fulfilling when the metrics aren't there?
It's
Like, does that
results driven again.
right, so does that mean that the content was actually fulfilling us, or was it, like, the views, the likes, the comments, the dopamine?
Yeah, exactly. This is why I always say I can't do content full time because I have my consulting stuff. And so that at least challenges my brain. But if I get too dependent on
Consulting.
content,
It's a front.
it's not for money laundering.
She's she's doing
Yo,
some
I
sneaky
the
thing.
IRS is coming after you. Don't put them on my ass right now. All your Mew Mew shit will be gone in less than 5
Waste
seconds.
management.
I'm crying. No, but
Old
actually,
maiden type of shoes. Sorry.
no, but actually, it makes you think. It's like I could never do content full time because if my job and life depend on it. What if it was your salary?
It is. What do you mean? I am doing this full time. That's why I feel empty, you guys.
I don't feel like content is my full time job.
I feel like it's your full time job.
No, I don't think it's. I would say it's a hobby.
Bitch, no, it's not. I've never seen you consult, but I've seen you make TikTok.
You want to come over and be my fucking next client? I don't know. I go back and forth with content being my full time job only because I don't know. I just feel like in order to have a proper job, you need to be making a good amount of money. Content sometimes doesn't bring.
You've made a good amount of money because I know on the side, which I won't say, but like I've made like maybe $500.
You think $60,000 is a good amount of money? That's my first year salary
Bitch,
after a college degree.
But regardless, like to make that amount of money from content creation, like that's still a full year salary.
It is, but okay, but you have to.
That's more than the cutting room floor job. That bitch is offering $55,000.
That's crazy.
And you have benefits from your husband,
Okay,
so
but
you're already doing better than her.
But $60K and then take 30% off taxes.
Oh.
More, if not more. IRS, we don't want you here.
We don't like you.
Yeah, but I'm saying, okay,
we
I'm
don't
not
know
thinking,
you.
Again, I'm not thinking about the money, but I'm saying for me, and again, maybe we view it differently, but I'm like, for something to be a job for me, I have to be making a certain amount of money, and that's maybe how I viewed it. And so that's where my head's like, I wish, and I'm comparing it to my tech job, which I'm no longer at. I'm like, I need to be making as much as my tech job, but it's a slower growth.
What were you doing before? I don't even know.
I worked in tech. I just worked at a startup.
Like, oh,
marketing. It was marketing.
Oh, like marketing, like what? Like ads?
I did content and digital marketing, so
like social media marketing.
Social media, webinars, demand gen, full funnel content strategy, campaign strategy, all of that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, your girl. But you also worked in tech.
No,
consulting.
Let's not talk about my job history. It's disappointing.
Yeah, you show up late all the time too. No, but what I'm saying is you've worked there before. And so I guess like content is fulfilling, but maybe you don't view a job being money, making money. Then. No, I don't know what you view.
I do. I'm just not making any money. And it's sad. I live a sad life. And that's why I'm dark
so
on
empty?
the inside.
You're empty for your job bank account and you're empty inside.
I'm jobless, penniless, and empty on the inside. Anything else you would like to remind me of, Nahal?
The other thing that we always want to talk about is misconceptions about us.
I mean, I think the misconception about me is that maybe I'm a gold digger or that I came from privilege, which are both partly true. I like nice things, but I didn't marry my husband for that reason because he did not make money when I first met him.
Wait, by that definition, I am a gold digger. I married my husband for nice things.
Yeah.
And so
also, what the fuck is wrong with that?
Also, like, what? Okay, when you...
I still love him.
Yeah, I still love him.
No, but I mean, in all seriousness, Akash was not making anything when we first got together. I fell in love with him like an idiot. He was a walking red flag. He had a one-bedroom flex with a styrofoam wall and a makeshift headboard. So no, I'm not a gold digger. But now I reap the benefits of being with him when he was poor. You're welcome.
Also, okay, for women who are dating, you're naturally, most likely, if you are a sane woman, going to go on a date with somebody and you're going to ask them what they do, what their future looks like.
God
and a lot
forbid,
of times,
I want to be taken care of and provided for. I don't want to do waste management like Nahal. I want someone to do that for me.
Success and money are important if you're looking for that. If you're all about love, go for it. But I'm kidding.
In all seriousness, when you're thinking about investing in someone and having kids, success also means that they're disciplined. It means that they work hard. So transitive property. It means they're gonna work hard in their relationship. You idiot incels. Like, what the fuck do you think? Like, it lends itself to other things. It's not just about money and nice things.
Yeah, and also there's so much deep love, but it's like love and money kind of go hand in hand sometimes.
These incels think that they're J. Cole being like, oh, this a bird, she a bird trap or whatever. It's like, you are not J. Cole. You are not as successful as him. Like, they're like, oh, but like, we have to protect ourselves. From what? What money are you making? You're making $70,000 a year in a 3 Series BMW.
You just said my 60,000 was a lot. Now I look poor.
For a man. I'm saying, I believe in some gender roles. For a woman, that's great. That's great. You're doing good.
For us.
But no, misconceptions about me. I didn't come from privilege. I mean, okay, privilege is like it's on a spectrum, right? I don't consider that I came from privilege because my parents came here in the 80s, like escaping like the sick persecutions that were happening in India, and just literally like built businesses from scratch, worked for the state of New Jersey. And by the time I came around, I think that they were more financially well off. So I got things that my sisters didn't get. So like in the lens of my family, like compared to my sisters, it's like, oh, Jessie was the spoiled one. But compared to kids in my class or like other girls I knew growing up, I definitely like didn't come from privilege. So it depends on how you look at it. But I don't consider myself like coming from wealth because I never had anything like super designer growing up except like my Coach handbags that I prize. I had like one.
Now
And
they
then
worth some money, baby.
and like and 2 juicy sweatsuits, and like my mom, oh my gracious mom, she bought that for me. Like open, like the Desi parent like little trick was opening the store credit card because you would
Oh
get
yeah.
20% off, and like Desi parents, they would never forget to pay that bill. So like they're like, oh, 20% off. Okay, yeah, we'll open a Macy's card. Yeah,
Yeah, they were so on top of it.
yeah.
I feel like biggest misconceptions for me that people think about me is they think I'm like super anti-feminist or but I'm
How?
anti-feminist because I live with my in-laws.
Oh, shut the
First of
fuck
all, I'm
up! Shut the
feminist.
fuck up!
First of all, I'm feminist when it's convenient to me already. So
Yeah,
I don't know. That's
I
just what it
agree.
is.
I agree with that.
Also, I feel like me living with in-laws is not gonna like whether I do it or not, it's not dismantling the patriarchy in any way. I don't know. I feel like to dismantle the patriarchy, as people say, you have to have conversations inside your home and change mindsets and stuff. And me living there doesn't do anything for everybody else. Maybe it's a step that I need to take in order to have conversations around the house.
But in actuality, it actually is setting a new example for other Desi women who are in your situation because your husband has your back 110%.
Oh yeah, you
And like that sets a kind of like a good role model or a good example for other like brown women because if they want to be in a situation where they have to live with their in-laws, then they have to know that their husband
but
has to take their back. And also speaking of how you said like what did you say before? Like we're not
dismantling the patriarchy.
no, we're like we pick and choose what we want. Like let's be fucking for real. I'm sick of these keyboard warriors. Like we all cherry pick because at the end of the day, we're all using iPhones that are mined from like slave labor in copper mines in Africa. So shut the fuck up. Unless you want to live like this totally vegan, like hippie lifestyle, we are all like going to be sellouts at the end of the day.
Exactly. And I think people are just like, you said this, so you have to stick to this. My opinion changes every day.
Same.
I cannot keep an opinion for the heck of me. And when it comes to this living with in-law situation too, people are always just telling me like, you doing this is setting a notion for girls and not small women, not small women, but all other women,
Mhm.
basically saying that that's okay to do and like you're allowing it or you should say no. Why would I say no?
It is okay to do
yes.
if you're okay with it.
Exactly. You
That's
don't have
the
to-
whole point of feminism. And I'm so sick of people talking about choice feminism is the worst form of feminism. How? I choose to be a stay-at-home wife. I enjoy. It's not something that's required of me. I don't have to like June Cleaver and like be vacuuming every day in pearls and a dress. Nahal chooses to live with her in-laws because her husband has set boundaries for her. They have a separate wing. They have separate bedrooms. They have date night. They have all these amazing stuff. And then they get the benefits of being in a joint family and having like time to spend with like loved ones. So it's like,
Yeah.
stop knocking people for what they choose.
Exactly. And I also think that when it comes to dismantling the patriarchy or so, everyone is gonna do it in their own way. Like,
Yeah.
there are little things that I don't stand for, and my husband knows, and that's all that matters. Like, for example, at my wedding, when we were doing all the rituals and stuff, some of the rituals are so sexist, okay?
Mhm.
They're just so sexist that they were pissing me off. Like, one specifically, the vidai. Even though I live with my in-laws, the vidai's whole purpose is you leaving your family to go to somebody else's family, meaning that you're less a part of your family.
Mhm.
Because I was living with my in-laws, it was already a sensitive topic of like me never wanting to feel like I left my family. So I told my parents, hey, I'm not doing the vidai ceremony. I also found the vows to be very sexist because it was like women should bear children and stuff like that. And I'm not a Sanskrit reader in any way. I don't even fucking know
I
how
was
to
like,
do that.
how did you know
No, but
that?
I chat GBT that because I was like, I need to find out what I'm signing up for because nobody can hold that against me. And so I didn't want to do certain things. Even what the kanyadan is, it's when you like tie some dupatta around the wife or whatever. The kanyadan, it means you're donating your daughter, like literally. And some of the things I took with a grain of salt because I'm like, I'm not gonna get too in my head about it. Whatever, a tradition is a tradition. But there are some things I'm like, I'm not doing the vidai. We're not gonna have Nav's parents on one side, my parents on one side. I'm not gonna walk from my parents to their parents. Like, come on, we're not doing that.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but I kind of disagree because I actually thought the Vidai would have been nice because it's actually what's happening in your situation.
No, that makes it more sensitive.
Well, when I did the Vidai, my Vidai was a joke. Like, we already lived together. We were already, like, fucking around. So it's like, why do a Vidai, like, when you're already living with someone and you're not even, like, leaving your family? But for you, I feel like it's, like, such a beautiful ceremony because it's, like, it kind of symbolizes, like, you becoming, like, a woman and kind of leaving your family for the last time in, like, a poetic way. I don't look at it in a sexist or patriarchal way. I just look at it as like your parents kind of exhibiting like this love for you as their eldest and like showing that emotion. Like the only time I've really ever seen my dad cry was at my oldest sister's vidai and when our dog died. Those are the only two times. So I feel like it's kind of like a beautiful display of emotion for Desi parents that don't often show emotion for their daughters in that way, and it's like symbolic and it's traditional, but like I don't take like that to heart.
I wanted it to be an intimate moment between my family and I, not with all of my friends and family sitting out there, everybody watching me, everybody
But why didn't
crying.
you want them to like cry and
I
like
don't
show
want
emotion?
that. Okay, I don't know if you need to go watch Galhoda or some shit and cry, but I don't like tears. At
Why?
my wedding, absolutely not. Me and my dad made a bet. We're like, we're not crying at this wedding.
I don't know. I kind of disagree. I would have actually encouraged you to do it.
Okay, I wanted to try out a new segment to wrap up because I feel like we're watching so many good things. So much good music is out. So much good TV is out. We should kind of give our highlights of what we're watching, what people should watch, and what people should listen to.
See, I actually feel the opposite. I feel like all the content's been ass lately. I listened to Sabrina Carpenter's new album. It was very basic.
I thought it was mid too.
It was mid. And I don't know if it was just me because for me, it takes me like a couple go rounds to really like an album. And I feel like that was what I thought happened with Short and Sweet. But I remember after listening to Short and Sweet, there were a couple songs I wanted to listen to again, but with like, what is it called? Oh no, Man's Best Friend. I was like, maybe Tears, but other than that, I wasn't like that like excited about any of the songs. So I was kind of disappointed about that because I went hard for her cover because for me, I thought it was hot.
Yeah, I know.
No one else thinks that except me.
No, I did too.
Yeah, like what's with the kink shaming?
I don't know. I feel
And like, why are we holding fucking Sabrina Carpenter to a higher standard than our elected officials? Like I said
don't
that in my
know.
TikTok.
I don't
Like
know.
it's not on her to like fucking combat Roe versus Wade being overturned.
I'm waiting for Ariana to drop her new album. It's
I'm waiting
coming.
for Ariana to go on tour.
Wait, did you watch Wicked?
Obviously.
Okay.
Do you know me? Do you know
Why
me?
have we not had a movie night to watch it?
Okay, yeah,
We
should do that.
should.
No, okay, but speaking of pop culture stuff, I'm just really at a sad place and feeling empty, as I've echoed earlier, because all the content has been ass, and I feel like all the movies suck now too, and it just makes me so sad because I go back and I watch movies like 13 Going on 30, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, The Devil Wears Prada,
Yeah.
like just amazing rom-coms, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. And if you notice, all these movies are made before the year like 2010. Like I feel like the last good rom-com that was ever made was Crazy Stupid Love, and that was 2011.
Crazy Rich Asians.
No, absolutely
Greatest rom com of all time.
You're so no, it's actually so bad.
Oh my
It's actually
God.
one of the worst movies. That's why it's a glorified.
And this is why you don't
it's
have good rom-com
No, it's a
taste.
glorified plain movie. I know
it
more about
isn't.
movies than you'll ever know.
Bet I've been to more premieres, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Go there. Go there right now.
No, because you're always blowing smoke up their ass. You're always like,
No,
oh,
I'm not.
yeah. You're always like, yeah, Netflix. This was great. This was great.
quality TV.
Quality TV. You watch unknown catfish
It
documentaries.
was fire. That was what I was gonna recommend, actually.
No.
Wasn't that crazy though when I told you the story?
It was crazy. Don't spoil it. But I don't think we're getting good movies made anymore because so there's like a number of things, right? I think there's issues with directors and there's issues with casting. I don't think they're doing true auditioning processes with casting.
They're too focused on DEI.
They're too focused on DEI. Actually, I wouldn't even say that. I feel like they're too focused on social media. Who has like the best PR right now? Who has the best social media numbers? Who's hot? Oh, it's Pedro Pascal and Dakota Johnson. Let's put them in a movie together. That doesn't mean that they're going to have the best chemistry. And it's also like Glenn Powell, for example, doesn't need to be in every single fucking rom-com. So it's like, I like to see diversity. I want to see actors that I haven't seen before. And I also feel like the acting too is just like it's not there. Like we don't even have like movie soundtracks anymore. Everything has to be super like artsy and independent and like high resolution, and it's just such a different like leaf that's being turned than these previous rom-coms and movies from before. And I think the studios are like kind of in trouble because they're not getting as much money because everything's gone to streaming, so they're not making as much content. And so the content that they're trying to work hard on isn't hitting, and it's really a mess. And I honestly like fear for like the state of cinema.
I also think that there's a whole reality TV aspect of it too. A lot of reality TV is coming out at a rate that it's never come out before. Like think about the chokehold Love Island had on people where you had to keep up with one episode a week. Then there was a reunion. All the content,
One
even
episode like a day.
Yeah, a day, I mean. And then it was full on content fatigue. People are still talking about Love Island. I've hit a cap and I make Love Island content that I can't talk about this cast anymore, to the point where people are watching this trash, like investing in trash TV over quality content. But on what you said, there is no quality content. So it's like this whole thing of what are we actually watching? Are we just all watching trash at one time?
Yeah, I feel like because the content is not quality, people are feeding into the reality TV. And because reality TV is so successful, they're making more and more and more of that. But I think the other part of the quality TV, and like I've seen a lot of articles about this, is like why are all the TV shows now about like wealthy people? Whereas like when we were growing up in the 90s, there used to be shows like Full House or Roseanne,
Yeah.
Family Matters.
Full House was the first joint family, if you think about it.
Oh, that's true.
So I knew from the
They
get-go.
made the blueprint, yeah. Your Aunt Becky and Uncle Jesse.
And she went to jail. What a blueprint. That's probably me after all this IROS shit.
But yeah, they were like about normal families that you could relate to.
Yeah.
Like normal situations like bullying at school, whatever. And now it's just like TV shows about like wealthy individuals. And it's like, why is that like the new thing? And my theory is that it kind of stems from reality TV where it started with like The Simple Life and Keeping Up with the Kardashians and the Real Housewives, where it became very like wealthy and escapist. So they kind of used that because it became successful. And of course, like I love seeing like that wealthy lifestyle, and I love seeing like the rich like murder mystery kind of thing play out. But at the same time, it's like I do want things that are more relatable too.
I think this goes back to what you've said about social media. Are you watching TV for escapism, or are you watching TV for relatable? And so for me, it's
But
like,
I think you need both.
I know, and I agree. And it depends on the viewer a lot of times too. Like I like murder, I like mystery, I like all of that. But what I've been really into is like the docuseries. I love them bringing old cases or old situations, of like the Dropout with the Man Deciphered one, where she was, Elizabeth Holmes' story. I love that.
See, I liked that, but I thought the podcast did a much better job than the show. I thought the show was kind of weird and kind of focusing on too many angles.
It's kind of like we're recycling so much that there's no net new ideas.
Yeah.
We're taking from podcasts, books, and then we're doing it. But then where is the original content?
Yeah.
That's what's missing.
Yeah, literally. It's like there's no original content and they keep recycling old ideas or coming out with sequels because there's so much fatigue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, anyways, guys, I feel like that's a wrap on today's episode. Thanks for tuning in to the Main Character Pod.
We love you.
Like, comment, subscribe.